What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode 9 of the 2K Robinhood Options Trading Challenge. And in this series, we started a Robinhood account with 2K, and we are trying to grow it to 3K as quickly as possible. The rules are simple: options only. That means no stock positions allowed. And in this video, we are going to cover all of the trades made during the week of October 3rd and see how much we were able to profit. Before we get into all of the trades, go ahead and hit the like button and drop a subscribe for more videos like this one. And before we get into the video, I do want to apologize for the delay on this. I have had my internet out for the last few days, so we are jumping right back into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you've been following this challenge for a while, you know that we trade a lot of SPY. So SPY is the S&P 500, and we have the chart here for it. And we can see right in here, this is October 3rd when we started this week. And last week we had a lot of volatility, and we're trying to trade a little bit further out in time because that seems to benefit us the most. So when we made a trade, we were able to get very far out of the money. We actually got a trade all the way down at 300, and I believe it was around $37. So about $20 under where we were currently at. And the market recovered nicely in the first couple days. This actually hurt us quite a bit because we got trades on, as the market kind of traded sideways on here and up. And that is not a good time to put trades in when you're putting in put credit spreads. So when we did that, and then the market reacted against us on the downside, we got into some trouble. So let's go ahead and jump into those trades for this week. The first trade we have up here is, again, a put credit spread on SPY, and we went out. So we traded this last week, and like I mentioned, there was a lot of volatility, a lot of downward moves last week, and that gave us a huge opportunity. You can see the stock right now, SPY, is at $359.90. So we were able to go so far out of the money, $20 all the way down here to $336, $335. And I was kind of looking at this. I was looking at the premium. I was trying to think of if I wanted to collect a little bit of more of premium. But what I ended up deciding on is going with that $336, $335. It felt the most comfortable kind of zone to be in, and you weren't really gaining a whole lot of premium for that extra dollar move in there. I was kind of looking at that, it was maybe an extra dollar if I could get the fill on it. Here I was like, okay, let me go further out of the money and see what it looks like. So all of those kind of around there, there's some slight differences in them, but I felt like here was the happy medium, and I was able to get the fill here for $8, and I did 2 contracts. I thought about being aggressive again on kind of this week to gain more premium, but I was kind of a little bit more conservative and just went with the 2 contracts. One would have been a bad move, but yeah, we got the 2 for 16. So here's the second trade that we made. And this trade was not a great trade. So you can see here, we went out to the 7th. The market was trading up, and everything was kind of going up, and that really put us in a bad spot because we wanted to get trades on to try and keep recovering the account, and we were only able to go down here to 362 and 361 and put on a put credit spread. And overall, it would have been a lot smarter decision, obviously, at this point in retrospect, putting on a call credit spread. But instead, we only collected $7 here and put on a put credit spread. So here we have the third trade that we put on, and you can see there the market was actually trading down. So it was trading down 1.5%, a little over 1.5%. And we were able to go out a little ways, but not ideally as far as we would like to. So we went down here to 360 and 359 and put on a trade. This was obviously a little bit lower than the last trade that we put on, but because of time decay, we were not able to go as far out as we would have liked on this trade. And we were able to collect $8, which is decent. That's actually better than our last trade, but still not ideal. So here I recorded me actually closing out one of these trades. So this is the 362, 361 trade, and we had to close it out for $51. And the one thing I wanted to touch on is it says here that it's 2:30. If you know anything about Robinhood, if you have Robinhood as a broker, you know that they close out high risk, or what they consider high risk trades, at 2 o'clock. This trade made no sense to me because the market traded down like 2% on Friday, and they didn't close out my trade. And I would have saved around like $50 on this trade and another trade if they had closed it out, but they hadn't. So again, here we have the spreadsheet where we are tracking all the trades, and I wanted to jump into those two trades that I mentioned. So we have, again, the first trade that we talked about. So we put on 2 contracts for $8 a piece, and we were able to collect 16. That one obviously expired worthless. Then we have these 2 trades. So these made me really upset on Friday because they were fine up until Friday. I was like, okay, if the market trades sideways on Friday, even down a little bit, we'll be all right. But it gapped down like over 2% on Friday, and that just basically put us in a terrible situation. So Friday afternoon, I was watching these trades and seeing where they were going to go, seeing where the market was going, and I basically expected Robinhood to close us out because we were trading around that 363, 364 around noon, and then the market kept creeping down. So I was like, okay, Robinhood's going to close it out. It is what it is. I can't really do anything to control it. They did not close it out. They did not close out the trade at 2 o'clock as I expected. If they had, I believe this one was sitting around like $12 to $15, and then this one I remember looking at distinctively, and it was trading around $23. So I would have been able to, you know, save around $30, $40 if they had just closed them out, but they didn't. And then the market traded down really hard about 30 minutes to close, and that's when I ended up closing the trades out because I was like, all right, the market's just gonna basically gap down the rest of the day. And it turned around after I closed these out in the last 30 minutes of trading and basically ended up closing above both of these strikes. So if I had left it alone, just pretended it didn't exist, we would have been fine. But I was watching it and I was kind of expecting Robinhood to do something. They didn't. So then I got worried because Robinhood is known for not doing things very smart, right? If we had ended the day between the strikes on either of these trades, then there's the chance that Robinhood would have forced me to buy $36,000 worth of SPY and then not automatically, you know, sold those shares for, you know, to collect the difference, to put me at the difference. So I could have been in the hole and basically could have driven my account really, really negative. So overall, probably positive, a good thing in retrospect, but, you know, kind of upsetting at the same time. So here, just to jump back, we are down $331 through trading. Again, a lot of that, you know, coming from just this 1 week, week 7, we had a really rough time. The market just, you know, fell through the floor. The rest of the weeks, it's kind of been just bouncing back and forth. So here's week 9. Overall, we lost $44 last week. So kind of a tough week, but hopefully, you know, we can recover a little bit, be a little bit more conservative with our trades moving forward. So we will end off the video by taking a look at the Robinhood account. So here we can see the last week. This does include this last Monday today, and overall the market did just trade sideways, but we can see here what happened on Friday. So the market just gapped down and kept gapping down. It would have been great to close out a lot of these trades, you know, early in the morning when we kind of got a sense that the market was continuing to fall, but we didn't. We kind of held out. And again, this is where Robinhood should have closed us out at. So it should have closed us out at $1,583.94, but instead they did not for whatever reason. And the market gapped down at the end of the day, and we basically closed out of our trades right in here. So that's where, you know, you saw all that $54 loss and that $21 loss was us closing out our trades here as the market just gapped down at the end of the day. So really rough. I do want to point out over here, so I didn't really hear any responses from you guys about the wheel strategy. I decided to go ahead with it. I think it's a great addition to the portfolio and can help, you know, help us make some of our money back basically. And overall, I think it's a good, you know, learning experience for myself and then also for you guys. So here we could see I did trade a SoFi put last week, and that will be in actually our next video. So stay tuned for that one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe. And as always, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.